Michael Ogechi Abbey with Enterprise Express Tax Service. So today I'm talking about back taxes, meaning if you find yourself in a position where you haven't filed taxes for the last maybe 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, the tendency is that you get overwhelmed. You sort of bury your head in the sand. Not everyone does this, but I know a lot of people who do this, and just pray and hope that the IRS doesn't remember you. And that, of course, is not a good strategy because at some point the IRS is going to, wake up and say, hey, this person has not filed taxes in how many years? And it can lead to bad things. It can lead to penalties. It can lead to penalties for not filing taxes on time. It can lead to, the IRS actually filing what's called an info return, which means is based on the information that they have on file, they'll just go ahead and file a return. And usually that's not really good because, for instance, you may have itemizations or things of the sort that needed to be on your return. They don't know about that, and they're just going to go ahead and file it, and it's usually not a good thing. Um, so here's what you need to do if you find yourself in that situation. I would always recommend talking to a tax professional. That's because, we've done this a lot. We go through this a lot, and we kind of have a process for, resolving these issues. So here's what a tax professional should do for you. They will contact the IRS on your behalf. They may get a power of attorney, have you sign a power of attorney that allows them to contact the IRS on your behalf, or they may actually do what's called a third party, meaning um, contacting the IRS with you on the phone, probably a three-way call. And then, whilst on the phone, the IRS will request permission from you to talk to the tax professional. This is okay. The reason why I would prefer that you do a power of attorney is with a power of attorney, the tax professional can contact the IRS at any other time without needing to have you on the phone. And any communication that the IRS sends to you, a copy can also go to your tax professional. So that takes a lot of concern and worries off of you. But anyway, here's what could happen. Um, your tax professional contacts the IRS once they've got the power of attorney. They now do what's called a compliance check. Here's what a compliance check is. Going back, say, the last 3, maybe even 4 years to find out what's been filed, what has not been filed, and if there's anything else on that the IRS has that you don't know about. Okay, so that's a compliance check. Once that's done, what your tax professional should then do is sit down with you and devise a strategy or plan to move forward to resolve what's going on. Mind you, it's very possible that you're going to have a lot of penalties and interest that have accrued over the years, especially if you owe. Now, there are some cases where maybe you don't owe. Maybe you just haven't filed a return. And there are cases when you can actually ask the IRS to say, hey, could you forgive some of these penalties and interest? The IRS does sometimes be sympathetic, especially if you're a first time defaulter, and they will sometimes, give you some leeway. They'll work with you either which way. If it's a case where you owe money, the IRS is willing to put you on a payment plan, and they have all kinds of plans available as long as you're upfront and honest in terms of what you are able to do and what you're able to afford. But like I said, it's always better if you contact a tax professional because they're used to this. You may be able to contact the IRS yourself and talk to them. However, I always find that when people do that, they usually miss one thing or the other, and they end up either getting more confused, and then they end up still having to contact a tax professional. So my advice, contact a tax professional, have the tax professional do a power of attorney where you sign off, and the tax professional is able to contact the IRS on your behalf. If you like this video, please subscribe, put a like on it. And once again, my name is Michael Ogechi Abbey with Enterprise Express Tax Service. We do taxes all year round. And we do taxes in all the states in the United States. Michael Ogechi Abbey with Enterprise Express Tax Service. Bye.